Sure. So 2 Iran questions.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Iran's foreign minister on Monday said they're ready to consider direct talks with the United States if they feel they can get a good deal with guarantees. Either way, has there been any communication on this? And are you guys considering having direct talks with them?
Humaira, as you know, we are prepared to meet directly. We have consistently held the position that it would be much more productive to engage with Iran directly on both JCPOA negotiations and on other issues. This extends to bilateral as well as multilateral formats. Meeting directly would enable more efficient communication, which is urgently needed to swiftly reach an understanding on a mutual return to compliance with the JCPOA. We've made this point before, but given the pace of Iran's nuclear advancements, time is running very short until the non-proliferation benefits that the JCPOA conveyed as initially drafted and implemented in 2015 and implemented in 2016 are outweighed by the nuclear advancements that Iran has made. So we are seeking to conduct this diplomacy urgently, and we've been consistently very clear that being able to engage directly would serve those purposes.
Given your position just now and what they said, should we expect this to happen soon? Is there any reason why this could happen soon? Has there been any communication indirectly about making this happen soon?
You would have to ask officials in Tehran. This is not the first time we've made this point. We have made this point consistently up until now. The Iranians have insisted on the indirect format in Vienna. We have long noted the fact that indirect talks, especially on an issue of this complexity and of this importance, is a hindrance. So our position has been clear. I would direct you to authorities in Iran.
My final thing on this, we've had an interview with Special Envoy Mali yesterday who said it would be hard to imagine for U.S. to clinch a deal with Iran unless U.S. hostages are released. I just want to push you a little bit on why the administration isn't willing to say outright that they won't rejoin JCPOA unless American citizens are released.
Well, what the special envoy said is that it is, quote, very hard for us to imagine getting back into the nuclear deal while 4 innocent Americans are being held hostage by Iran.
Yeah.
This is a point he has made repeatedly before. So this is should not be news. It also, I can tell you, is not news to the Iranians. They have heard this position indirectly from us before as well. But the special envoy also made the point that these issues are operating on separate tracks. And they're operating on separate tracks for a very simple reason. A mutual return to compliance with the JCPOA is, at best, an uncertain proposition. We want to see these Americans who have been held against their will for years on end, away from their families, returned as soon as possible. It would not serve our purposes, it would not serve their interests to tie their fates to a proposition that I said before is uncertain at best. So that is why it certainly colors our interactions, but these are operating on separate tracks.
So the way you tell me, it looks very much like a precondition.
Again, it is not the case that there is any direct or explicit linkage, precisely because mutual return to compliance with the JCPOA is at best an uncertain proposition. We want the return of these Americans to be a certain proposition, and so we are keeping these issues separate. Yes?